All right, so today we are going to dive into generative AI,
Okay.
but not the hype you see everywhere.
Right.
We're going deeper, using Deloitte's State of Generative AI in the Enterprise Report
Okay.
from Q2 2024.
Right.
They surveyed almost 2,000 business and tech leaders
Wow.
who are actually using generative AI.
Yeah.
So we're getting a reality check
Yeah.
on what's working, what's not, and what to watch out for.
Really interesting stuff.
Definitely.
I think it's a fascinating shift.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're past the experimental phase.
Really?
Companies aren't just playing around anymore.
Oh, wow.
They're demanding real, tangible value from their generative AI investments.
I see.
In fact, one executive from a Fortune 500 manufacturing company said,
Okay.
if we don't see value, we won't do it or we won't scale it.
So no more messing around.
Right.
It's like, show me the money.
Exactly.
But I think for a lot of people, value in this context is still kind of fuzzy.
Yeah.
How do you actually measure the ROI of something so new and constantly evolving?
That is the challenge, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's tempting to just look at the bottom line, but the value of generative AI can go way beyond that.
Okay.
Think about things like
Yeah.
sparking innovation, getting a strategic edge over competitors,
Right.
even making your existing processes smarter and more efficient.
I see.
Those are wins, even if they're not immediately reflected
Yeah.
in your profit margin.
Okay, so beyond just dollars and cents,
Right.
it's about transforming how you do business.
Yeah.
But the report does show that companies are already seeing some concrete benefits, even at this early stage.
Okay.
Increased efficiency and productivity seem to be the biggest wins so far.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Somewhere between 18% and 36% of companies
Wow.
said they were achieving those benefits in a big way.
That's great.
And this is where it gets really interesting.
Oh.
The companies that identify themselves as having high generative AI expertise are seeing significantly more
Interesting.
of those positive results. Why is that?
Well, they're not just dipping their toes in the water. They're diving in head first.
Okay.
They're scaling their generative AI efforts much more aggressively,
I see.
which basically gives them more opportunities to see those benefits
Got it.
in action.
So it's not enough to just dabble.
Right.
You got to go all in.
Yeah.
But scaling up sounds kind of scary.
Yeah, it can be.
Where do you even begin?
Well, that's where things get tricky.
Okay.
Scaling up means taking those initial wins and amplifying them across your entire organization. Think about it. You need a solid strategy.
Right.
You need to adapt your processes. You need people with the right skills.
Yeah.
And you need the data and technology to back it all up.
Wow. So it's a lot.
It's a huge undertaking,
Yeah.
but it's where the rubber meets the road. It's where potential becomes reality.
Okay. And there are different approaches, right?
Yes.
You've got off-the-shelf AI solutions that are easy to implement. And then you've got custom-built solutions
Yeah,
that are tailored to your specific needs.
exactly.
Which route should companies be taking?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Think of it like this.
Okay.
Off-the-shelf solutions are like buying a ready-made suit.
Uh-huh.
It might fit okay,
Right.
but it's not going to be perfect.
I see.
A custom-built solution is like getting a suit tailored specifically to your body.
Okay.
It takes more time and effort, but the fit is going to be much better,
Gotcha.
and you'll get more value out of it in the long run.
Okay, so custom-built might be the way to go.
Right.
If you really want to maximize the benefits.
Yeah.
But here's something I found surprising in the report.
Yeah.
Almost half of the companies surveyed,
Okay.
46%,
Wow.
are only giving a tiny fraction of their employees access to approved generative AI tools.
Really?
We're talking 20% or less.
Yeah.
Why are they being so restrictive?
There are a few reasons for this,
Okay.
and they're all rooted in caution. Companies are understandably worried about things like data security, protecting their intellectual property,
Right.
and even just the reliability of the AI's output.
Okay.
But this limited access raises a really important question.
What's that?
Is this overly cautious approach actually sustainable in the long run?
It's like trying to hold back a tidal wave, right?
Yeah.
Especially when you consider that anyone with an internet connection
Right.
can access public AI tools.
Exactly.
I can see how employees might get frustrated
Yeah.
with those internal restrictions and turn to those public tools to get things done.
Of course.
But then you've got sensitive information
Oh, yeah.
potentially floating around in places it shouldn't be.
Exactly.
And that's a huge risk for any organization.
For sure.
The real challenge here is finding that balance
Yeah.
between enabling access and managing risk.
That's
The report suggests companies need to start developing
Okay.
sustainable processes and policies for widespread generative AI use.
That makes sense.
It's about finding that sweet spot
Uh-huh.
where you're maximizing the potential of the technology
Right.
while minimizing the potential downsides.
Okay, I like that.
So controlled access,
Yeah.
but not locked down entirely, like giving your employees the keys to the car,
Right.
but with some safety features built in.
I got it.
But none of this works
Yeah.
if people don't trust the technology, right?
You're right.
Both trust in the AI itself and
Uh,
trust from the workforce that AI is there to help them, not replace them.
You hit the nail on the head.
Thanks.
Trust is absolutely foundational
Yeah.
to widespread adoption.
Okay.
And it comes in two main flavors.
Okay.
First, there's trust in the AI's output.
Mm-hmm.
Can we rely on the information it's giving us?
Right.
This is where things like transparency
Uh,
and explainability become crucial.
because right now, a lot of AI feels like a black box.
Yeah.
You put data in, you get results out,
Right.
but you don't really know what happened in between.
Exactly.
How do you build trust when you don't understand how the sausage is made?
That's the million-dollar question.
Yeah,
And it's something a lot of companies are grappling with.
I bet.
One CTO in the report even said,
Okay.
the explainability piece is really holding us back.
Uh-huh.
Once we get a better handle on that,
Yeah.
I think we will be able to accelerate our adoption.
So they're ready to jump in,
Yeah,
but they need to understand the why
Mhm.
behind the AI's decisions.
exactly.
And then there's the trust from the workforce.
Yes.
Are employees going to embrace AI as a tool that empowers them?
Right.
Or are they going to see it as a threat
Yeah.
to their jobs?
That's the other side of the trust equation.
Okay.
The good news is the report found that overall,
Mm-hmm.
trust in AI is actually increasing.
Really?
72% of respondents said their trust has gone up since 2022.
That's great.
But here's the catch.
Oh.
Only 36% of organizations
Mm-hmm.
are actually measuring worker trust and engagement.
So they're assuming trust is there,
Right.
but they're not actually checking.
Yeah,
That seems like a recipe for disaster,
it could be.
especially when you're talking about moving from small-scale experiments
Right.
to company-wide deployments.
It's a potential blind spot for sure.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah.
If you're relying on AI to drive core business functions,
Mm-hmm.
the stakes are much higher.
Right.
And so is the potential for distrust if things go wrong.
Makes sense.
The report emphasizes that high-quality data,
Mm-hmm.
reliable AI outputs,
Okay.
and clear communication
Mm-hmm.
are all essential to building and maintaining that trust.
Right.
And guess what?
Right.
Those expert organizations we talked about,
Yeah.
they're already ahead of the curve here.
I see.
They're actively thinking about the human side of the equation, not just the technical side.
Right.
They're building trust from the ground up.
It sounds like they're approaching it less like,
Yeah.
here's some cool new tech, deal with it, and more like, how can we use this technology to empower our people
Exactly.
and make their jobs better?
Exactly.
And that leads us to another crucial point.
Okay.
How is this all impacting the workforce itself?
Yeah,
It's a big question.
it is a big question.
We're talking about a whole new way of thinking about work, right?
Yeah. Got it.
It's not just about automating the tasks we already do.
Right.
It's about using AI to unlock completely new possibilities.
Exactly. It's about finding those aha moments
Okay.
where AI helps us solve problems we couldn't solve before,
Mm-hmm.
or even just approach problems in a completely different way.
Interesting.
That's the real power of generative AI.
It's exciting, but also kind of intimidating. How do
Yeah.
you even begin to rethink how your entire company operates?
Well, it starts with a mindset shift. Instead of just asking, how can we use AI to make this process 10% faster?
Mm-hmm.
You start asking, what if this entire process didn't even exist?
Oh, wow.
What could we create if we started from scratch
Okay.
with AI as a core component?
So it's almost like hitting the reset button on your thinking, using AI to completely redefine what's possible.
Exactly. And that's where the real innovation happens.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about incremental improvements.
Right.
It's about making those exponential leaps in value creation,
Okay.
the kind of leaps that can transform an entire organization
Wow.
or even an entire industry.
The report doesn't really give any concrete examples
Yeah, that's true.
of what those transformations might look like.
It stays pretty high level.
Yeah.
But one thing it does emphasize
Okay.
is the importance of having a clear strategic vision.
Because you can't just throw AI at a problem and hope for the best.
Exactly. You need a roadmap,
Okay.
a clear understanding of where you want to go,
Mm.
what your goals are,
Right.
and how AI can help you get there.
Makes sense.
And this goes beyond just individual projects.
Okay.
It's about developing an enterprise-wide AI strategy that's aligned with your overall business objectives.
It's like AI isn't just a technology.
Right.
It's a strategic tool. And like any tool you need to know how to use it effectively.
I like that analogy.
Thanks.
You need to know where to apply it,
Uh-huh.
how much force to use,
Okay.
and in what direction you want to go.
Right.
And that brings us back to the importance of leadership.
Okay.
The companies that are truly succeeding with generative AI
Yeah.
are the ones with leaders who get it.
Got it.
Leaders who understand its potential,
Mhm.
who are willing to champion its adoption,
Right.
and who are prepared to make the necessary investments,
Okay.
not just in terms of technology and resources,
Yeah.
but also in terms of cultural change.
Because, let's be real, this is going to be disruptive.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to challenge existing power structures. It's going to require people to learn new skills and adapt to new ways of working.
Right.
It might even force us to confront
Yeah.
some uncomfortable truths about the nature of work itself.
That's all true, but that's also what makes this so exciting. Yeah, we're on the cusp of a major shift in how we live, how we work, how we interact with the world around us.
Interesting.
And generative AI is at the forefront of that shift.
It's like we've been handed this incredibly powerful set of tools,
Yeah.
but we're still figuring out how to use them.
Right.
There's a lot of experimentation happening, a lot of trial and error.
Uh-huh.
But through that process, we're starting to get glimpses
Yeah.
of what the future might hold.
And that future is full of potential.
Okay.
Think about it.
Right.
Personalized medicine tailored to your specific genetic makeup.
Wow.
Education customized to your individual learning style.
Okay.
Hyper-efficient supply chains.
Mm-hmm.
That can adapt to disruptions in real time.
Yep.
Even entirely new forms of art and entertainment
Okay.
that we can't even imagine yet.
It sounds incredible.
It is.
But let's not sugarcoat it.
Right.
There are huge challenges ahead,
For
right?
sure.
We've talked about trust, about the workforce,
Yeah.
about the need for strategic vision.
Mm-hmm.
But what about the ethical considerations?
Oh, yeah, that's huge.
The societal implications,
Right.
even the existential questions
Of course.
that this technology raises.
You're right. We can't just focus on the shiny possibilities
Yeah.
and ignore the potential downsides.
Okay.
We need to be having serious conversations about things like bias in AI algorithms,
Right.
the impact of AI on jobs and the economy,
Yeah.
even the potential for AI to be used for malicious purposes.
So it's not just about what AI can do for us.
Right.
It's about what we as a society choose to do with AI.
Exactly.
And those are some heavy questions.
They are, but they're questions we can't afford to ignore.
Okay.
The decisions we make today about how we develop and deploy generative AI
Yeah.
will shape the world we live in tomorrow.
So it's not just about building better AI.
Right.
It's about building a better future with AI.
That's a great way to put it.
Thanks.
And that brings us to another crucial point,
What's that?
the importance of collaboration.
Okay.
Because no single company,
Yeah.
no single government,
Mm.
no single individual can solve these challenges alone.
Right. If we want to truly unlock the potential of generative AI
Mm-hmm.
and do it in a way that benefits everyone,
Yeah.
we need to work together.
Exactly. We need to share knowledge,
Okay.
pool resources,
Mhm.
and find common ground.
Got it.
And that's what we'll be exploring
Oh.
in the final part of our deep dive. We'll be looking at how different players in this space,
Right.
businesses, governments, research institutions,
Mhm.
are coming together to drive innovation, build trust,
Okay.
and ensure that the benefits of generative AI are broadly distributed.
So we've talked about a lot. We have strategy, trust, the workforce.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's zoom out even further and talk about collaboration
Right.
in this world of generative AI.
Yeah, this isn't a solo mission.
Right.
Building a future with AI requires a team effort.
I like that.
We're seeing this incredible ecosystem emerging
Okay.
with companies big and small,
Yep.
governments, universities,
Mhm.
even individual developers, all playing a part.
Wow.
in shaping how generative AI evolves.
It's like this giant interconnected web of innovation.
It is.
Right.
Yeah.
With ideas and insights flowing in every direction.
Everywhere.
And the report highlights that the companies who will really thrive are the ones actively plugged into this collaborative network.
It makes sense when you think about it.
Yeah.
Creating truly valuable and trustworthy
Right.
generative AI solutions is a complex undertaking.
For sure.
It takes expertise across different fields, access to mountains of data,
Okay.
and a willingness to experiment and learn as you go.
So true.
No one company can be a master of everything.
So it's about knowing your strengths,
Yeah.
recognizing your weaknesses,
Right.
and then finding partners who can fill those gaps.
You know,
Like
that's the point.
imagine you're a big company with tons of data,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
not a lot of AI experience.
Yeah.
Partnering with a startup that specializes in AI development
That would be huge.
could be a game changer for both of you.
Absolutely. And these partnerships can take so many forms.
Oh, yeah.
We're seeing joint ventures,
Okay.
research collaborations,
Uh-huh.
open source projects where everyone contributes,
Right.
even informal networks where people just share their knowledge and best practices.
And it's not just about businesses teaming up.
No,
Governments have a huge role to play, too.
they do.
They can help set ethical guidelines,
Mm-hmm.
encourage responsible innovation,
Right.
and make sure the benefits of AI reach everyone,
Yeah,
not just a select few.
couldn't agree more.
We need clear rules of the road to address concerns about bias, privacy, security,
Yeah, all those big issues.
plus investing in education and training programs
Of course.
so that everyone has the opportunity to participate
Mm-hmm.
in this AI-powered future.
That's critical.
Otherwise, you risk widening the gap
Absolutely.
between those who have access to these powerful tools
Yes.
and those who don't.
Right.
The companies that are already ahead in AI adoption
Uh-huh.
are likely to surge even further ahead,
Yeah.
leaving others struggling to catch up.
Exactly. That's why this collaborative approach is so vital.
Okay?
It's about creating a more level playing field, sharing what works,
Right.
and making sure the benefits of generative AI reach every part of society.
It's a bigger mission than just building better AI, isn't it?
I think so.
It's about using AI to build a better world.
Yeah.
A world that's more equitable, more sustainable, and more prosperous for everyone.
You nailed it.
Thanks.
And that brings us to the final thought we wanted to leave you with today. Think about your own place in this evolving landscape.
Okay.
What steps can you take,
Yeah.
starting right now, to prepare yourself and your organization for this AI-powered future?
Yeah. Maybe it's exploring partnerships,
Yeah.
advocating for responsible AI development
Mm-hmm.
within your company,
Okay.
or simply staying curious and informed
Yeah.
about the latest breakthroughs.
Because the future of generative AI isn't something that's just happening to us.
Right.
It's something we're all creating together.
I like that.
The choices we make individually and collectively
Yeah.
will determine what kind of world we build with this powerful technology.
So keep learning, keep questioning.
Keep pushing the boundaries.
And remember, collaboration is key.
Absolutely.
That's it for our deep dive into the world of generative AI
Oh.
in the enterprise.
Great stuff.
We hope you found this exploration insightful,
Yeah.
thought-provoking,
For sure.
and maybe even a little bit inspiring.
Until next time.
Keep diving deep.